Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. On the 20th of July, the Egyptian parliament authorized the deployment of troops to Libya in a move that threatens to raise the stakes in the proxy civil war by increasing the potential for direct clashes between Egypt and Turkey. Libya, as we know, has been in turmoil since a very long time. In 2010, once the Arab Spring broke out, things became bad in Libya, and through a foreign engineered coup, Muammar al-Gaddafi was removed from power and he was lynched by the mob in 2011. NATO directly intervened in the operations against Gaddafi, and this led to fracturing of Libya. Libya is now being governed by two governments. One is the UN recognized government, and the other government is the one which is being run by Khalifa Haftar. What is happening now is that Egypt is backing Khalifa Haftar and Turkey is backing the UN recognized government in Turkey. Abdul Fattah Sisi, the Egyptian president, last month had warned that Cairo might intervene militarily if forces of the UN-recognized Government of National Accord in Tripoli, which is backed by Turkey, advance eastwards to capture the strategic port of Sirte, a gateway to oil installations. So we know that it's all about oil. Libya is oil-rich. Muammar al-Gaddafi sat over the oil wealth for nearly 4 decades. He was hugely popular to begin with. He was popular in Pakistan also. We have got the Gaddafi Stadium there. But then he became embroiled in wars in the 70s and 80s with Egypt and other African countries. And then he also became isolated because of the Lockerbie incident, in which an airline was hijacked and brought down. But then Gaddafi was trying to make amends with the Western world, but he could not last very long. Now what is happening is that there's a Turkish presence in eastern Libya, which is perceived by Cairo as a threat to its national security. Ankara supports the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a sore point for the Egyptians, because Mr. Sisi had removed the Muslim Brotherhood President Mohamed Morsi from power in 2013. After that, he brought himself into power, declared himself to be a field marshal, and now he's the president. So Cairo backs Khalifa Haftar, so-called renegade general, with a power base in eastern Libya, and whose military campaign to topple Tripoli government has foundered after Turkey intervened in the civil war. Ankara is allegedly arming his opponents and supplying them with drones, anti-aircraft batteries, and Syrian mercenaries. So last week, the Libyan Eastern-based parliament, a body aligned with General Haftar, invited Egyptian military intervention, citing what it described as Turkish breaches of Libya's sovereignty. And on Thursday, dozens of Libyan tribal dignitaries from eastern Libya flew into Cairo to meet Mr. Sisi and deliver the same message. So whatever is happening in Libya is bad. Libya is a broken down country. Its oil wealth is being exploited by rival parties. The Western countries are watching the situation with a certain degree of, shall I say, amusement, because their eyes are on the oil wealth of Libya. Turkey and Egypt are poised to fight with each other. Russia is also very much involved in this infighting, and it is supporting the UN recognized governments. For Pakistan, it is a sad moment. Pakistan has good relations with all 3 countries. I do not think Pakistan can play a very important role in this conflict, but whatever will happen, lives will be lost, Muslim lives will be lost. Oil wealth will be of no use to Libyans or to the Africans. Perhaps it will somehow be exploited by the Western interests. So let's hope and pray that better sense prevail and some kind of rapprochement is affected. It is not in the interest of the Muslim world that Turkey or Egypt should fight over another Muslim country, that is Libya. Thank you very much for now. I'll be waiting for your comments.